the Irish guy, and yeah, this video is going to make you change how you think about Jose Mourinho. But first, this video is sponsored by Surfshark. Surfshark is a VPN with data protection services, meaning your private messages and photos are safe. So again, you're free to sit on the bus googling weird photos of farmyard pigs in peace. You can also change your location on Netflix or your location on other streaming services. So again, even when you're bored senseless on a family holiday to a farm in Kenya, you can still get Match of the Day on your phone. Never have you been more relieved to see a post-match interview with Jack Butland. You can use Surfshark on as many devices as you like. It's available on every device you can think of. It has so many features, one of them being alert. This will notify you when your personal information has been leaked online. Why would you not do this? Do you really want cyber criminals in Latvia knowing where you live? Surfshark are giving you 83% off and 3 months free when you use the code IRISHGUY10. Yes, 3 whole months for free. Link in the description. What are you waiting for? Hello, I am the Irish guy, and yeah, I know what you're thinking. Jose Mourinho could take a poo at the foot of my bed, and I'd still be offering him a hug. I could find that guy burying the corpse of a pig in my garden, and I'd still be bringing him in for custard creams and tea, right? Jose Mourinho could knock on my door holding nothing but the head of my aunt, and I'd still be inviting him to watch the Neighbours on the couch, right? They say I have an unhealthy obsession for this man, but relax, okay? I'm not exactly on the laptop until 3 AM trying to buy Jose sweat off the dark web. I'm not trying to bribe ball boys for a packet of wine gums Mourinho might have given them after the match. No, I know Jose is a winner, and Roma this season are going to be a monster football team. I got this email last night.
Hello, this is Mourinho, and I want you to be my personal feet washer, Irish guy. I will pay you, and I know you would love it.
Yeah, I've even got 9-year-olds telling me that my love for Jose is strange. But listen, they say Mourinho is a man who cannot adapt. That apparently he's just some rigid Portuguese Sam Allardyce who's got the tactical flexibility of a doughy cowpat. Lad, I'm sorry. Has nobody noticed that Jose now plays 3 at the back? People seem to think that the likes of Antonio Conte have left this man in their dust, exposing him as a modern day dinosaur. Something that clearly escaped their Jurassic Park zoo, right? Nah, lads, Mourinho played a 4-3-1-2 formation when he won Porto the Champions League. Then he adopted a 4-3-3 in his first spell at Chelsea. And then when he was at Inter Milan, again, he was winning the Champions League with a 4-2-3-1, which he then kept for Real Madrid, Chelsea again, and Man United. It was more of a 4-3-3 at Tottenham. But now at Roma, he's leaning towards a 3-5-2. Mourinho is a man who is constantly evolving and changing. Guys, back in 2004, this man could realistically have secured a Hollywood film deal and cast George Clooney to play the lead. Whereas nowadays, instead of looking like a handsome coach who makes the housewives of London swoon, now would play him in a movie. That old guy off Silence of the Lambs. Ozzy, he looks a bit like if you shaved Will Ferrell and fed him nothing but mince pies and Burger King for tea. Give it another 10 years and it'll probably look like if Clint Eastwood microwaved his face. Honestly, right now, when I look at this face, I don't see Mourinho of Chelsea, I just see that lad in the wheelchair of Lost. That suave manager who arrived in the Premier League, looking like Sean Connery in his James Bond debut. Did anyone ever imagine him getting shoulder tattoos? I'm sorry, isn't that usually reserved for the guys who work on construction sites? You know, the ones who spend half their day sneaking beer into Lucozade bottles and whistling at schoolgirls on the street? This is a man who once told Rafa Benitez that celebrating a Europa League win was embarrassing. Now he's going to die with that trophy on his skin, and the Conference League is also following him into that coffin. I love Jose, but do you remember Brendan Rodgers? Yeah, chubby slave at Chelsea, who probably used to stir your coffee and fetch you Skittles from the shops. That guy was effectively your own version of Grima Wormtongue or Waylon Smithers. Someone who was probably teetering on the thread of unemployment and was so desperate he'd probably clean the poo out of your bed sheets just for some tooth fairy pocket change and just anything to afford milk in his fridge. Well, yeah, if Rodgers didn't even know that this competition existed until last Christmas, then I'm not really sure it's sensible painting this thing on your arm. But my point is, Mourinho, he does change and he does adapt. One of the biggest criticisms of this guy is that he's just some deluded oaf who's still stuck in 2006. Every Christmas he just keeps buying his kids the greatest hits of Leona Lewis, and for his wife, Desperate Housewives Season 2 DVD. You all seem to think that now he's just some fat Pikachu because he never bothers to evolve. It's a nice little Pokemon joke for all you anime nerds out there. But no, it's not true. Mourinho is adapting all the time. Christ, does not give you some sort of clue when he's now got a former Chelsea youth player starting up front? I mean, one of the biggest criticisms struck to Jose is that to him, he looks at academy talent the same way you'd look at malnourished rats eating cheese out of your bin. But lads, Thomas Tuchel, one of the most brilliant modern minds in football, right? Well, he's just flushed out Tammy as if he's just a plastic bag filled with cat poo, while Mourinho is the one who's gobbled him up with open arms. By the way, if you're new here, then hit that big fat red subscribe button, you absolute legends. Let's try and get this to 150k. But also, look at this YouTube channel. I've got a mate, Matty Renton. This just annoys me. He's still not at 20k. So go on, if you want to make someone's day, just get him over that 20k line. I just want to see his reaction. He'll probably go insane. I mean, Gini Wijnaldum is going to be a monster signing. Imagine telling Gini this time last summer that effectively, within a year, he'll be downgrading from Liverpool to Roma. Essentially, doing the opposite of Mo Salah and Alisson Becker. I mean, go back to last year. Telling Wijnaldum that he'd wind up at a Roma team without Champions League football, that would have been unthinkable, right? His time at PSG has been a complete and utter nightmare. I mean, right now, he's in the PSG reserves, and honestly, he is trapped. Absolutely trapped. I'm sorry. This is Gini Wijnaldum, not Genie of Aladdin. And don't forget, this man was always odds on to sign for Barcelona. I mean, if that club hadn't had their finances hit by a lightning strike last year, then right now, he'd be playing in Xavi's midfield. Actually, to be fair, considering he was a free transfer last summer, Barcelona still managed to bring in Eric Garcia, Memphis Depay, and Sergio AGUERO last summer on freeze. So the deal could probably have still been done. I mean, he was in negotiations with them for a month. It's just, clearly PSG offer more wages. I mean, he's on £180,000 a week, and he also had interest from Bayern Munich. But again, apparently his wage demands almost made them puke coffee all over the office walls. I mean, sure, I get that Bayern and Barca might have balked at such wages for a 30-year-old, but I mean, it's still roughly the same wage demands as Jesse Lingard on a free this summer. It's not exactly like Wijnaldum was asking the PSG president to give him the keys to a palace in Qatar and allow him to kiss the toes of his wife. No, £180,000 a week. That's about right for a Champions League winning midfielder. But this man's career right now is just in some French public bin across the road from the Eiffel Tower, just covered in a bunch of Kit Kat packets. So what happened? I mean, Mauricio Pochettino is a man who repeatedly wanted to sign Wijnaldum for Tottenham. And yet, last season, for some reason, he looked like he'd sooner French kiss a bunny rabbit than ever let Gini onto the PSG turf. I mean, to be fair, I know he was a flop, but he did still play nearly 40 games last season. So it's not as if he just spent the entire of last season stuffed in a fridge freezer. But still, the performances weren't great. He only ever scored once in the league, and he's being punished by being dropped from the Dutch national team. But I have not given up on Wijnaldum. To me, he's still one of the best midfielders in Europe on form, and playing under another monster manager like Jose Mourinho. Oh, in Italian football, this man is going to be incredible. I'm sorry, but he's still only 31. You think living in France just made him forget how to kick a ball? I mean, unless he spent the last 9 months eating nothing but croissants and fried chicken on a daily basis, unless he goes to the shops and just fills up a suitcase with Maltesers, Freddos, and pistachio ice cream, unless he spent the last year whacking saucepans off his feet, then I think he'll be okay. So yeah, it looks like he's going on loan to Roma this season, and I'm going to call it. If Mourinho can motivate this man, he is going to be one hell of a midfield partner for Nemanja Matic. But don't forget, he can also play as an attacking player too. I mean, don't forget, he's probably the only quote-unquote holding midfield player in Premier League history who once scored 4 goals in one match. I mean, he used to score 15 to 20 goals a season for Feyenoord and PSV. Don't get it wrong, he knows where the back of the net is too. I mean, right now, Juventus have made the big marquee Serie A transfer in Paul Pogba, right? Pogba and Wijnaldum roughly shared the same time span in the Premier League. Which one was the better player? And Paulo Dybala is a saucy signing. And arguably, this is Jose Mourinho's most exciting transfer since Romelu Lukaku? Dybala is a man who 3 years ago was being linked with Europe's elite. I mean, don't forget, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was practically breaking a bone in his back to get Dybala through the door, and then he apparently wanted £350,000 a week. It sounds ridiculous, right? I mean, Dybala might as well have asked the club to give him a chunk of the moon, right? I mean, Manchester United would never overpay for such extortionate wages, right? Well, on Solskjaer's watch, Manchester United gave that weekly wage to 4 different players. I mean, Anthony Martial is on £250,000 a week. I mean, come on! In a 3-5-2 system, A mercurial superstar like Dybala is going to be the perfect strike partner for Abraham. I mean, the big man, little man combo. The Messi-esque dribbling and the Drogba-esque finishing. Lads, it's mouth-watering. Trust me, lads. This season, these two are going to be the most effective, lethal, and aesthetically beautiful strike partnership on the planet. I mean, Dybala is going to be worshipped in Rome. He doesn't even understand yet. I mean, he's just broken Cristiano Ronaldo's record shirt sales in that country. He's apparently just shifted 535,000 Roma shirts with his name on the back. I mean, how nutty is that? This man is their modern day Francesco Totti. He is going to be incredible. And when you chuck in the 23-year-old attacking midfielder Nicola Zaniolo, currently linked with Juventus and Tottenham, sure, but if they can hang on to this Italian baller, then once this former Inter Milan flop adds goals to his game, then he can be devastating too. Apparently Jose wants Wilfried Zaha at the club. Can you imagine the skills of Zaha in a Roma attack with Paulo Dybala? I mean, this guy wants to play Champions League football before he dies. Can you imagine how hungry he would be playing for a club like Roma? This is a guy who wasted 4 precious years of his life playing under an actual granddad. So to get the chance to learn under a goat like Jose. Another transfer rumor is about Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Ridiculous. Again, Jose likes wing backs these days. Wan-Bissaka is a right back who belongs in the year 2001. There's an old-fashioned lump of cement who doesn't cross the halfway line. I mean, not a chance should Roma ever be sniffing about him. But Mourinho does want a reunion with Eric Bailly. Bailly, Chris Smalling and Nemanja Matic. A trio plucked off the Old Trafford bench, sure, but still, I have a feeling that in the slower pace of Serie A, Bailly would be a defensive rock. When Mourinho first took this job, I remember being underwhelmed and thinking this sort of role was just beneath him. But the more I look at it, the more and more perfect it is. Sure, a return to the San Siro with Inter Milan would have been nice. But I mean, they just won the league with Antonio Conte. They weren't exactly starved of success. But these Roma fans, they probably wake up every morning drooling out of their nose. They want trophies. And they want them now. And it's important that a charismatic character like Mourinho is able to work for a vibrant chairman. I mean, let's be honest. Daniel Levy is a shrewd investor, yes, but Christ above, watching that Amazon documentary, he looked like he had the sense of humour of a snail. He just screamed of being a boring cabbage of a man who probably wet the bed until he was 17. I mean, you just know this man probably didn't kiss a girl until he was 25. And his idea of a wild night out is probably sitting in the toilets of a nightclub, reading Stephen King with a glass of wine. How was he ever going to connect with Jose? And similarly, Ed Woodward also looks like he's got the vanilla charisma of a burnt omelette. But the Roma chief is so delightfully wacky. Dan Friedkin, sure he's officially Mr. President of Roma Football Club, but I mean, he was also Tom Hardy's stunt double in Dunkirk. Honestly, this man actually piloted an authentic Spitfire in one of the biggest Hollywood movies of the decade. I mean, clearly he's a bit mad, and that's what Jose needs. This is Mourinho and Hollywood winning trophies together, but I don't think Roma will win the Europa League this season. No, I don't. I do think they will win Serie A though. Juventus will be their main title rival. In comes Paul Pogba, Angel Di Maria and Gleison Bremer. Yeah, good additions. Although Matthijs de Ligt to Bayern Munich will hit their defence hard. But Max Allegri should, unless he's a washed up dinosaur, the Italian Arsene Wenger, then he should have them back in the hunt. I mean, Romelu Lukaku is a massive signing for Inter Milan, while AC reigning champions are now showing the ambition of a teapot. Their city rivals are re-signing Lukaku. Yeah, they're also going Belgian, yes, but it's for Divock Origi on a free and just extending the contracts of 40-year-old men. It's just a bit. It'll be close, and I think Roma will win the league by a point, pipping Juventus on the last day. And Inter will be about 4 points behind them, and then with AC Milan clinging on to 4th, maybe just 10 points behind Roma. I mean, this will be the closest title fight in the top 5 European leagues. But lads, just you watch. Mourinho and Roma are winning this thing. And let's make a deal. If they do, if Roma are Serie A champions in May, then you all have to send me a tweet of you personally apologising for calling Mourinho washed with the hashtag #IrishGuyWasRight. Oh, just you watch, lads. It's happening. Anyway, that's what do you think? Let me know in the comments what do you think, or let me know in the comment section below if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe as always. I'll talk to you in a while.